So I just saw Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, which is a movie about a killer Winnie the Pooh, Pooh Bear, killer Pooh Bear. That is what this movie is, and that being said, it's pretty much exactly what you think it's gonna be. You know, you're only gonna get what you expect out of this thing. If you're not expecting anything great, you're probably not gonna have a good time. If you're kind of keen, if you're sort of hyped for it, and you're a big horror fan, this could be your thing. That being said, it's definitely not a good film, if that makes sense. The acting is atrocious. It's definitely not written very well or anything like that, but I gotta say I was surprisingly impressed by the production value. It looked quite nice. It did have a few cliches in there, like being a low-budget horror film, there were definitely a lot of smoke machines on set and that sort of thing, but I was sort of impressed by the visuals here, I have to say. Maybe I'm an idiot because I don't really know what I'm talking about, but the lighting and stuff, it all looked how I guess it was supposed to look. I don't know. It looked like a movie. It didn't just look like absolute shit. It didn't look like an episode of Neighbours or some shit. If you're not from Australia, you might not know what I'm talking about there, but it didn't look like a soap opera, basically. It looked like a horror film, you know? That part was definitely accomplished. Like I said, this movie is pretty much what you think it's going to be. I think the idea going in sounds more fun than it actually is in practice, though, because this movie actually takes itself surprisingly seriously, especially during its first half. And I get that there's inherent comedy in taking something that is just silly far too seriously. I get that, but like this movie did it in a way that it just made everything feel kind of weirdly dreary. It just made everything felt kind of depressing in a weird way. But then the film starts to show off a bit more personality and it starts to make fun of its characters a little bit more, and you can start to have a bit of fun there with the satire, with the parody, whatever it is that you want to call this. And there are little character quirks, such as when Pooh Bear's ears kind of move and when he kind of grins like this, he does like an evil smile. And then of course there's Piglet, who is like oinking constantly, and just little shit like that does add a little bit of personality and made me like it a little bit. I had fun with this, but I definitely can't like highly recommend it. There's definitely a lot wrong with it, but you can't really ask for too much when it comes to this. You know what it is going in. Let's not pretend, you know, yeah, it's a sleazy, shitty horror movie. But what do you want? At face value, it's a pretty bad film. And just for proof, a lot of people in my cinema who I was seeing it with left, like throughout the entire thing at different time stamps as well, like at different times. Like some people waited an hour in before they left, which I didn't really understand that logic, because what was so distasteful an hour in that wasn't so much so half an hour in? I just thought that was kind of a weird decision-making process right there. But yeah, I think you already know if this is going to be for you or not, and it's about as simple as that. So that's about all I have to say. Just a short one for today, but before you go, please do the things. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that shit, and I'm outie. Goodbye.